Hello, I'm Courtney, and this is from 9 to Thrive, where I discuss all things about building your own business. And basically, what I wanted to do with this channel was take you all through my journey of becoming my own an entrepreneur. So basically, going from working a 9 to 5 job to working for me, basically firing my boss. And today I want to talk to you about one thing that I think every entrepreneur will probably need at some point in time in their life, and that is public speaking. And it's something that used to really make me so nervous. I don't want to be extremely just I don't want to be too graphic, but it just made me so nervous. Like I would have to use the bathroom. I felt like sometimes I was gonna throw up. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I would sweat. I would get so nervous when I had to public speak. And now it's like I don't mind doing it. Like I can speak more easily to a group of, like, I've given presentations for work, and it was like 500, 600 people in the room, and I was comfortable. Like I can be more comfortable speaking to 600 people than six, which is kind of weird. Like the smaller groups, those intimidate me more than big audiences now. But I just want to talk to you about some things that I personally did to get over my fear of public speaking. And the first one, and I hope this audio is really good because I don't have my microphone hooked up, so I hope it's okay. But I wrote everything down. The first thing I'll say is to, if you're able to, join communities. So I joined Toastmasters. Now that is not what took me from feeling super uncomfortable to feeling more comfortable in public speaking, because I was already doing it for my job. So I was already kind of comfortable with it. But what Toastmasters does, it's more so it's not going to be like like a really back and forth type thing or like a YouTube type thing. It's more a formal presentation. So it will help you with that. It will help you get rid of saying and ah, which I still do to this day. And it will help you with those things because people actually will kind of grade you on your speech. It's kind of like taking speech in school. And that is my second tip, is to put yourself in situations where you have to speak. So I have a friend, a little story. I have a friend, she was so fearful about public speaking, and she was applying for jobs, and she was like, well, this job that they want her to come interview for, she's going to have to speak a lot in front of people, like in front of she was going to be, she's a social worker, so she was going to be working with teachers, and she was going to have to give presentations a lot. And I was like, well, good, that's good. So, because you need to make yourself do the hard things to get to the next level, because you're never going to get over that fear if you don't do it. So you're going to have to put yourself in situations where you have to do it. So if you're in school still, take a speech class. Just do it, because if you don't do it, you're never going to get over that hump. And what if your success is dependent upon you getting over that hump? So just do it. Make yourself do the hard things, because you're going to have to in life anyway. And if you make yourself do it, by the time that you actually have to do it, you'll be that much more prepared. And that comes to my third point, which is to practice. Practice, 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 practice whenever you can. So if you're at home, give a speech in the mirror. So sometimes, y'all, this may seem crazy, but I used to work an hour, like over an hour away. And sometimes I would put on videos of like Lewis Howes or Jay Shetty or somebody giving an interview. Don't make fun of me. Don't judge me. Okay. Do not make fun of me. But they would be giving an interview, and I would act like they were interviewing me, and I would answer the questions. And it's just, you have to practice. So practice these things, and yeah, just practice a lot. Put yourself in those situations and practice. The fourth thing I would say is to practice breathing techniques. So that's one thing I still really, really need to work on, because if you notice when I talk, it's like you hear that when I'm in between. Now you're probably gonna hear it all the time, even if you didn't hear it before. But I hate that. So I need to practice my breathing. And sometimes I will speak so fast, and I won't breathe. So I still have to I still have to work on those things, because sometimes I'll hold my breath when I'm speaking, and then it's like I have to take a big breath at the end. So practice your breathing techniques when you practice like giving a speech as well. And then that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fifth thing is that improve upon anything that you don't like, basically. So like I don't like when I breathe in like that. I don't like that I say sometimes when I'm talking to people, or like doing a YouTube video or something like that. um um I never like the sound of my voice. I don't think, does anyone, do you like the sound of your voice? I don't know. I don't like the sound of my voice, and there's not much you can do to change that. And I just have to appreciate that it's the tool that God gave me to use, and I have to really accept that and learn to love my voice, because it is what it is right now. Unless I don't know. I wouldn't want anything to happen. So it's some things that you're gonna have to try to improve. Some things that you're gonna have to try to accept, basically. And I think for me, there are some things that I can still improve upon. Of course, we all can. And yeah, I think just trying to improve things that you are really like, I don't like that. I don't like the way I do that when I speak. So I'm gonna improve upon it. So when you're practicing, make sure that you're not saying make sure that you are doing your breathing technique, so that you don't have a big, like, a breath of air in between every word. If that's what you're focused on, make sure that you're breathing correctly. And there's something else that I have to practice. What was it that's so common? I don't remember. But the sixth thing I would say is, when you're actually giving your speech or whatever, when you're talking, use bullet points. Just use bullet points. Don't write down a whole script. Don't you can practice what you want to say, and just know that even if you practice and you're using bullet points, it probably won't sound the same as when you practice. It'll be different. But I would definitely practice what you're going to say, but just use bullet points, because it's going to make you sound a lot more natural, and you know what you're talking about already. So you don't, well, hopefully, you know what you're talking about. If you can use if it's like a formal presentation, use PowerPoint or something like that. And I wouldn't like just write paragraphs on the PowerPoint, because I personally hate when people do that, because I don't feel like reading all that. Just tell me, like, as a person, you're speaking to a friend. Act like you're speaking to someone that you would speak to in your everyday life, your mom, your cousin, your friend, whoever. And just go off of the bullet points and just kind of expound on each bullet point, because you know the most about your subject than anyone in the room. So even if you miss something, like I forgot what I wanted to say, something, I forgot what it was. I should have put that as one of my bullet points. But I would just say, no one's going to know. And you're going to sound confident. You're going to sound like you know what you're talking about. You're going to sound like you have the information, and that you are an authority on that subject. And you don't want to sound super robotic and things like that when you're talking. And a lot of times, if you have a script, if you're reading from a script, you're going to sound kind of robotic and not unnatural. So you don't want that. But those are my 6 tips. If you have any other tips, please post them below. I would love that. And I would also love if you would join my little community that I'm starting. And even if you don't want to subscribe, please give it a like, because that helps my channel a lot, as I'm sure everyone already knows. All right, thanks. Bye.